on the public forum here. All right, here we go.
But
go
wanna
ahead, speak. Go
let
ahead,
me
you guys.
let me
Speak on
just
it.
say something
Talk.
real quick, Mills, because I mean I hear you in some sense, but I'm not sure that I'm able to walk with you all the way. When I think of this virus, I think of this virus, and there is no question that the manifestations as to how people get treated and who gets access to treatment and how it affects people economically has, it has impact on a disparate impact on people of color. There is no question about that. But that seems to me, at least, to be a whole separate conversation from what do you do about the existence of the virus and what do you do about the maintenance and control of that virus? How is it that you deal with the virus? Because the dealing with the other aspects, I mean, Doc Gay was talking about it and he was dead on. We have all kinds of other issues that we've been subjected to since the beginning of our existence in this country. And frankly, those things aren't going to go away when COVID is controlled. It won't go away, at least because COVID is controlled. And so, but what I do know is that COVID has the capacity to kill you in 48 hours. And as much as there is a systemic problem in making sure that our babies learn to read and making sure that we have access to housing and we have the ability to vote, and those things are extraordinarily important, voting doesn't kill me in 24 hours. And
right. COVID, you're saying COVID's a loaded gun.
I mean, it's
life or death. It's life or death. It's
immediate.
And the idea that I want to just say to us, let's be careful we don't sort of
buy into the same thing.
Conflate the two in a way that doesn't fit. It does fit in some ways. I'm not denying it, but I am saying, when we talk about viruses, they don't give a damn what color you are.
Correct.
Agreed. I was just
predisposed to getting it.
Get your
I
vax.
was just discussing the face dapper issue. That's all I was discussing was the input of how there is this continuum of mistrust that causes this place, and it just seems to be an attack immediately on the privilege. That's all I was doing.
Get your vaccines. We got to get our vaccine levels up to 80% across the country in order to really mitigate, really get a hold on there. Keep your social distancing, wear your mask, cut out the non-essential travel until this is. I'm just saying that's the shot, the whole, like you said, put all the guns in the arsenal and shoot it down. Like you said, Cannon, because this is life or death. This is no joke.
I want to throw it to Dr. Conrad. Go ahead, Cannon. But Cannon, we're not in disagreement. I'm just saying, like, I hear you. It's God bless everybody and y'all strong brothers, and I get it. I'm just saying, man, I'm down. Trust me, I'm down. It's just a form, that's all I'm trying to say. Time and place, man. That's all I'm saying.
Have the vaccination, though?
Go ahead, Dr. Conrad.
There's non-essential.
Go ahead, Cannon, my fault.
No, I was just saying, I know that there's non-essential travel directives, but like once you get vaccinated, does that take you outside of that, or
no? They're still recommending do not travel, even if you're vaccinated. That's what the whole thing is now. Even if you are vaccinated right now, we're not until the whole population gets to
until it gets to 80%.
That 80%.
And so, see, I want to be in the 20%. And I don't mean that. I don't mean that to make it lightly. And I'll tell everybody based upon what I heard. You guys run out there and take the vax.
You got to quit wearing that yellow, Noop.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. We are mainly on the same side of things, but I'm agreeing. You all know last time we did this, I espoused that I was.
You had the COVID.
Yes.
Come on, spit it out.
Yes, and I was diagnosed with it, and I didn't have any symptoms, and y'all told me 90 days, and I listened, and it was important that y'all are putting the information out there, but yeah, I'm still not so.
Self, didn't you say you had some you were feeling some echo effects? Like, can you? Yeah, you remember that, and has that stopped? Because I never talked to you about that. You got some echo effects from it.
Yeah, that stopped. I had no symptoms, and then one day I got sick, maybe like 6 days after the 2 weeks.
After we did the show.
Yeah, it was after the 2 weeks, and then maybe 3 weeks after that, I got a little sick, and I don't get sick. Like, it's not something that happens. Like, and it happened, and it was I knew, like, damn, because it was symptoms that
you had a headache too, didn't you?
No, I didn't have no headache. It shit just came out of fucking. Oh, can we say that?
Yeah.
Can't say that on here.
I mean, I mean, come on.
Yeah. It came out of nowhere, man. I was just like working, and then I was like, man, this is what is going on here. And then, the next day I was straight. And the same thing happened with that. So I know that for some people who have lesser health than I do, that the relapse can be like, because they be like, oh man, he did good, he came out of it, he survived, and then they get sick, and
Scarface, that happened to Scarface, and now he's on dialysis and stuff. Yep, he got COVID. You can look it up, and Willie D had interviewed him. He got COVID and he got it bad, but beat it. He said it was rough, came home, and then boom, his kidneys and everything started shutting down, and he was on his deathbed. Yep, and he's getting dialysis for the rest of his life, man. Big ups to him, man. But I want to, we're down to like the last two questions. I'm gonna combine it into one. So I like to talk to these masks, and I call them face diapers. You guys, you shouldn't say that. Whatever. It's my free speech. You don't have freedoms, but when will things return to normal? Will there ever be a time when I don't have to, cover up my beautiful face that God, made, my beautiful teeth? You know what I'm saying? I mean, seriously. I mean, can anybody anticipate this, or what are they saying from big CDC? I know you said when we get to 80% of everybody got the VAX, right? Is that it? Is that when we can get back to normal?
I still see it after that too, for some time after that. I mean, realistically.
Wow.
Yeah, I see it. You get 80%, you get that herd immunity, yes. But I think that that's just here in the United States. You got to remember that is just USA. That is not.
We're at 10%. Ship, we're at 10% according to you earlier. So how long?
We're 11 today. I think we could get to 80%. I mean, if they said that they're increasing efforts, I think we get to 80% by the fall. We can get to 80%, but that does not mean you just pull, free.
Right,
I think it's going to be, some gradual progression after that.
They're still monitoring. Okay.
Right. And that's just the USA. Remember, that's the United States. That's nowhere outside of the United States. Just remember, this is USA talk. So just realize
you still got people coming over here. All right, anybody else? Thank you, sir. Anybody else?
A couple points on it real quickly. Number one, I hope we don't go back to normal because we were struggling in those times. So I hope we go back to something else that's different than what we're living in, that the vulnerable people won't be so vulnerable moving forward. So that's number one. Number two, for many of us, we've realized that there are parts of our jobs that we don't have to get on the plane to do anymore. I do a lot of speeches, and I think there will always be mechanisms to continue to do some of these things virtually. I shouldn't have to go all the way to Toronto and do a 2-hour presentation, come all the way back home. So I think that is going to change a little bit. Personally, I know people hate the mask, but I haven't had any any allergy issues since COVID started. And I would be on planes. I'd be fine when I get on a plane.
So you haven't gotten the face diaper rash.
Perfume on. When I get back on a plane, herd immunity or not, I am wearing a mask. I might wear a mask on a plane forever from now if it keeps me from getting
So you didn't get the face diaper mask.
I'm wearing it. I can get different colors to match my outfits, whatever.
But you get diaper rash. But do you put powder and baby powder on your face to make sure you don't get the face diaper rash?
Listen, I'm wearing it on a plane.
All right. All right.
So I think that there will be parts of this that I will incorporate into my life. And I think certainly there will be parts of this from a business standpoint that will be different. But I hope that we don't go back to normal with COVID. I hope we don't go back to normal we forget about George Floyd that happened in the middle of all this stuff. I hope we don't go back to normal to people working in the front lines. We didn't care nothing about them.
Didn't care nothing.
They didn't matter.
Man,
and they kept us alive.
Didn't even look at them.
Right, so there's a lot of reasons I hope we don't go back to how things used to be.
Yeah. Wouldn't even look at those people, bro. You're right, man.
And I was going to have the same assertion that I hope we don't go back to normal either. Because what church was before this, what we thought ministry was before this was trash. And it was an act of Congress and God to get people to move. And that was only when it was somebody close to them. So if I could be transparent with you, I genuinely hope we don't go back either. And I would like to mention, Conrad, those allergy issues tend to be vegan specific. I ain't seen nobody who eats meat be that sensitive.
We don't, but we don't get diabetes and heart disease and high blood pressure. I'll do a trade.
Out there. I'm just saying, being a 7-day Adventist and knowing that
you'd love making him, wouldn't you? Yeah, you'd love making this guy.
And being the fact that we sponsor, several
Red might love making him now.
I love him talk.
Where you pledging at?
Most of the
we gave him all.
So I'm gonna go to Knoxville, huh? Check it out.
Hey, Shep, we gave him all the punches. Just let him talk. Just let him talk. Yeah.
Look, no. 7-day
We're having fun with the bastard.
His face gonna look like this.
Vegetarian studies, the longitudinal 20, 30, 40 years, they're on the 7-day dentist.
I know, but they also have allergies. Anyway, but what I was trying to say is,
what you trying to say?
They're allergic to life, but they're living longer for it. So anyhow, but what I'm saying is that all jokes aside, I genuinely don't want to go back to the way it was from the Breonna Taylor, in situations that he exudes. And even furthermore, I mean, the only reason why the drug game is being able to be amplified the way it is right now is because of what existed before. And if we return to from whence we came, I understand in the book of, and the Bible says it's going to get worse and worse. I quoted my grandmother, but it's just the principle. I realize that, but for God's sake, I can't say I hope we go back to normal because it was ridiculous. Men were going to the bathroom, grabbing their genitals after urinating and not flushing, not washing their hands. If we go back to normal, God help us all. Like there's some aspects of this that are just flat out disgusting. Man. And just keeping it real, man, we just cannot go back to normal. We've had enough time to research, go to YouTube University, learn something dumb, learn something right, learn something new, learn something about ourselves, learn something about our spouse, watch a bad version of somebody's spouse, whatever we do, just don't go back to that because it has been a cesspool in some ways. And to go back, it's only because the amoeba existed before we started.
Okay. Anybody else on that? Anyone else? Tori? All right, guys, listen. We're going to play a quick game, man. It only takes 5 minutes. It's fun. It's called I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a rapper. This guy's a gangster. I think he fancies himself some kind of a rapper. And big ups to Kermit the Mayor, man. Y'all Mayor, man. I know people get sensitive when I start talking about it, but Mayor Lori Light Blunt, big up.